Hello. How's it going?
Hello, going good. Sorry, I was grabbing water.
Yeah, no worries.
Hello.
Hello.
Maybe good to start. Okay, looks like we have some agenda items. Yeah, we want to talk about the milestone planning, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want to talk about not restricting tag
yeah,
creation?
yeah. So I hope we are up for auto tagging or pushing tags automatically when we create we merge the release PR. So if you guys can open that rule set, we need to disable this rule set in order to remove the protection against V, like text starting with V. And me and Shartaj talked about it a while ago. I don't know if Rita you were there in that meeting or not. So I wanted to again reiterate on whether or not disabling this rule makes sense. And if we do disable it, would the users without would the contributors who are not maintainers will also be able to push any tags? I can't
That
hear
would
you,
be.
Shah.
Yeah, I don't think that would be possible because
Because in the tag rule description it says only allow users with bypass permission to create matching refs.
um, what is using it to create the tags could be added down to the bypass list.
So it's basically a GitHub app, right? And I don't see it in the list of
Hmm.
bypassing things. And I actually did look around that as well to basically add it to the bypass list, but I don't think there is a support for that
Hmm.
as of now.
Um, And we just need to remove the create, right? And update and delete would still be in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But to your point, does that mean anyone can just push tags?
I I don't think so. I mean, you would have to have write permissions for it, but I just want to make sure that I'm not doing something
Can,
unsafe.
I mean, we can just test it out. Just create a repo, and then I'll push it to your repo and then test it out.
Yeah, that'd be great.
okay.
And I already have a fork, so if you wanna,
Yeah, just yeah, tell me the repo name, and yeah, I'll just try to push
yeah.
it. Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
I think these are just built-in ones that can bypass, but you can remove one of them, I think, or all of them.
Yeah, I shared the link in the chat. Try to push a tag there.
Yeah, and these get auto-generated from the let's call something else. The protected tags, that feature got
Yeah,
deprecated, and these get auto-generated because of that. So I'm
yeah,
guessing this is like like more granular thing that can like so even the maintainers cannot bypass. So it's kind of like a that setting.
yeah,
It's a good setting to have, but it's just we cannot use that with the bot auto create.
yeah, yeah.
So I'll try to push to your repo, Jay, after the call.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, and then on to the next one. Uh, when do we want to cut the 319?
Well, let's look at the milestone.
Yeah.
Let's see what's
Uh, Let me share my screen.
uh
Yeah, the first one we need to move anyways because we are.
yeah,
Do you
sure.
guys see the screen? Do you guys see my screen or not?
Yeah, let's move it to the one sorry, 320.
What was this one? Oh,
Invest
This is,
analysis about the
yeah,
with map. I see. I think you started this already, right, Jay?
yeah. I posted all the issues I can find. Like there were additional issues there, but they were overlapping or kind of similar in ask for functionality. So I didn't link all of those past issues because they are already tagged to the ones that I already tagged.
Oh yeah, this table is great. I've seen the messages earlier, but I didn't get a chance to look. This looks great.
Yeah,
I think it's missing the like which one of these can be done with map. That part is not there yet. And if
yeah.
it's done, then I think we could close it probably.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure, like I have the idea about which can be already achieved by map right now, but I wasn't 100% sure. So I'll put in my thoughts and then we can verify them with like upstream if we talk to them and see whether or not it's actually feasible or not right now.
Right. Okay, you mean like let's say you tried it and it didn't work, like is it intended or is it not supported, right? Kind of thing. Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Uh,
Anything for the value test? Is that the one we had, but then we removed it?
which one?
Value test.
Oh, the path which is not necessarily the prefix of the location that's being changed, right?
So I think the path test we already have today, right?
Yeah, but I mean that was added when the same thing, the value field value test was changed, right? Like right now, even right now, you can check the value of those fields, but it has to be a prefixed path of the location that you want to
Oh, you're
change.
right, right. I remember. Yeah, and then I think we removed value test completely.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything on the value test in here.
So
Mhm.
path test and conditional. Let me open that issue once more. Path test and conditional value field or something like that. I've set that tag.
I think you said conditional mutation.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
Oh,
the
that's that one. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Assign metadata based on field value. Okay, so that is value test basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and for the sake of simplicity, that's why I did kind of description as well, a short form of description. So let me know if we need to like modify any categories or make it more accurate somehow. I'll change the comment. Okay. Where did the milestone go?
You're still sharing it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for, do you guys see the whole browser or just one window? I'm curious because.
Just the gatekeeper milestone.
Oh, okay. So you guys are not seeing the links that I open under that. You are still seeing the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Let me reshare then the browser. Sorry. This should be, yeah. For this one, I'm waiting on reviews. Do we think we can get this in?
Yeah, I'm gonna review that back again.
Okay, so leave it in 319. Then this one is pretty much done. I think we are waiting on the author to respond to one of the needs, and then we should be good.
Yep.
So keep this in 319, and I'll just ping the. Uh,
I think it's just a documentation change, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I see. And we can also
I
just
mean, we can mod.
commit, yeah, on behalf of them and just merge it.
Yeah, I'll wait for a day or two, otherwise I'll just do that.
Yeah, cool.
Uh, and then in this one also, oh yeah, this, yeah, I think we need to review this and author addressed those changes. So I think we should be good to merge this one as well.
What changed on this one? Just okay.
So I think this was the,
I think it's a readme.
yeah, I think, yeah, the mutation one had like a
Okay.
default value added for sub resources, which Rita asked that should be removed, and I think they removed it. So,
And this is the ignore, right? The exception.
uh, what do you mean?
Oh no, no, sorry. I got confused. There is like a field in the validating webhook to like exceptions. I thought this was that. This is the defining the scope.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I got it confused with another PR. So yeah.
This is like the cluster namespace start that sort of stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
I thought this was the
Uh,
what was it called? Is it the match condition? No.
this is just sorry. This is just introducing a field scoped into the webhook configuration.
Yeah, this is just basically and defaulting to star. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, this one, which is the default behavior because
Yeah, I think this
this
is
was
yeah, pretty easy. Yeah.
yeah. And let's now go to the open PRs and see. Uh,
Okay.
Sorry.
You're okay? You're like,
Yeah, I'm just running through it. Sorry. So for these three, we are okay for 319, right? I
Yep.
mean,
yeah, I think
last
so. I think
we
that there's another one in framework for the Rego V1 default stuff. That one should get in. I think it's pretty close.
okay.
I don't know how to add it
Yeah,
to the milestone because it's in a different repo.
Yeah.
But
I think we just have to create the issue and then reference that.
yeah.
it's okay. I'll just put it in the meeting notes.
Is this one okay to merge?
No, I'm still reviewing it, just like not done yet.
Okay.
So hopefully it's close.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know Charlie added that field yesterday, and then I just haven't had time to review it as well.
yeah.
I'm going to also add like a just in general like a check dependencies issue, and then before release we check for vulnerabilities and whatnot, and then updating the framework. So maybe I'll just do that, and then we basically use the latest version of OPA and uh, Go vulnerabilities and whatnot, so people don't ping us later on.
Is this a GitHub action or?
No, I was just going to create a manual issue just so we remember it. Like, hey, before
But
release, I'm going to check if there's any vulnerabilities.
but we do that as a part of release PR anyways, right? Like the
Yeah.
CI checks the same for us.
I think it's part of the PRs, but you have to like manually look for it because we disable it used to fail. We disabled the failure, so it doesn't fail. Even if it like the thing fails, it passes. So it's really easy to ignore that one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, like so you want to link to where to look for the scan
Yeah,
results?
just so we remember basically. Yeah.
Okay. Can you add it to the release
Yep.
readme?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, okay, so this is about it. And yeah, hopefully, if we can, I want this PR to be there beforehand, just so that I can test it out how it acts in a actual release. Like I obviously have tested this out in my own fork, but yeah.
Mm.
So I'll mark this as three.
And we should also make sure, I guess, like the dependabot PRs are merged, the ones that are
Yeah,
reasonable.
that's one too. That's what I meant. Like just check, basically having a check that hey,
Yeah,
everything is merged. I'll also mention GitHub in that issue, I guess. Okay.
yeah. This one I know for sure that solves one or like CVE or some sort of vulnerability because one like in CI of one of my PRs I needed to bump it.
Okay. I think there are other PRs that
Yeah.
are close-ish, but I didn't add to the milestone because I don't know when the PR owner is gonna get to it, and I didn't think it made sense to block release for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I need to review two of those PRs that are on my list, which needs kind of digging through docs. That's why I haven't done it yet because it I need to check each and every flag and whether or not it's there or not. So
Mhm. Well, and
And then,
also docs, you can always deal with them after release.
yeah. But so one of which so for example, this PR is actually updating Helm values, which we
Mm.
can do after release. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. I don't think we need to block release on these. Should I mark them for 320 at least so we can get to them as
Yes, that's a good idea.
okay.
And Jay, feel free to merge these if they're like trivial PRs and you think they look good.
Yeah, I do it at the start of my everyday, but today I haven't been able to review any stuff, so I'll
Yeah, all
get
good.
to
Yeah,
that.
just want to make sure that you're not blocked.
Yeah. This 1, 2, 3, 20 as well. Okay, I think we went through all the PRs that are up. What do you do? What do you want to do about LLM engine drivers or dash?
I have not looked at it, so probably later. Definitely,
Okay,
I think I removed the milestone.
okay, okay. This I need to talk with Nick as well. I'm just looking through the list to see. Okay, I don't think we have any of the PR that are untagged right now. Should we? Yeah, I'll take a look at this PR later on. Do you wanna? Sorry.
That one I already reviewed, but they didn't
Yeah.
respond. So I think anything that has like changes requested and they I maybe we need like a new label that says like waiting on. I thought we used to have one that
We do have one.
like waiting
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
waiting.
there you go.
Yeah, but it's just
So
not
do we
automatic, so you have to like they wouldn't be able to remove it.
Yeah.
do we want to attach this to a milestone or no?
No, I feel like we should only attach a milestone if we think they're close, I think. Or
Okay.
we know that they're gonna keep working on it.
Okay.
I don't know, that's my opinion, but
Yeah,
otherwise we just end up like not nothing happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, only if we
Uh,
want to block release because of those things. Yeah.
I think what we could do is like as we all review these PRs, if any of them we feel like it's making good progress, then we can just add them, any one of us can add them to a milestone, right?
yeah, that's a good idea. Uh, okay. So that brings us to the release date.
I think right now I put it as March 24th, since that's like the not the coming Monday, but the actually I can't remember. It's the coming Monday, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we're not comfortable with that, assuming there might be some back and forth, it could be like any day next week, right? And then you just let it soak for a couple of weeks.
Okay, cool. So target is cutting RC before end of the next week.
Yeah. I think the only one that's like non-trivial is your PR, Jay. So I'll remove that as soon as
Yeah.
possible, and then I think the rest are pretty fine.
And I guess like let me know when you're done, and then I'll review. Um,
Yeah.
and I'll let you know when the like regular V1 is done, and then you can review.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Rego one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need for like those bigger ones. I still want to make sure there's like enough reviews, even though Max isn't here. Yeah. Is there anything in the CER controller that we need to merge and bring
I,
into?
I don't think so. But I did see PRs to bump kubectl versions and other stuff. So we may want to bring those into Gatekeeper. This one is the recent one, which I haven't reviewed yet. It's,
This is actually a bug.
yeah, it says fix sort update rest condition.
This is a. Hmm.
I mean, this is, I don't think this is like a blocking issue. So if we can't even
Right.
get into 390, that should be fine.
Okay, I'll take a look. Mainly because I don't want Sir Manager changes to be like too out of step with
Yeah,
Gatekeeper.
This is really widely used. Like if you look
yeah.
at um, the insights, it's used quite a lot.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it is like really, really what?
Funny.
So I think I was telling Rita on a different project that one of the projects that I look at AI bricks, and then just randomly was looking at it, and it turns out they're using this.
Yeah. Cool. Do you want to go through the issues for 320 then?
Mm, sure.
We can, yeah. And do we? What do we have today?
We just have a bunch of PRs that we pushed.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Do you want to do thumbs up? I think uh, if we agree, then I can pick up replacing config map with CRD thing, and then we can aim for 320 for that one.
Yeah, exactly that one.
Do you guys remember any of the off the top of your head? If you remember, we talked anything about like having or aiming this for 320 apart from this one.
Mm,
So aiming what? Like any issue?
Yeah, any particular issue that you we talked about aiming for 320, because I like we can go through them based on reaction and whatnot, but I don't want to miss something that we might have discussed in roadmap already.
Um, I think that if we decide on the mutation thing, that might be one, but like or anything that's like, hey, we have like based on your like assessment J, like if you want to go
actually,
for specific things.
do you want to also maybe filter by assigned to J, maybe?
Yeah, let's do that. I think this is already fixed, or a PR is up for this one. This I think we decided not to do because
Yeah.
so I should probably just close this one.
Yeah, I think Max had a comment about that one.
So do you
Yeah.
want to just close it right now?
What did you say, Rita? Sorry.
Oh, do you want to just close it right now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This one, I do remember like in Kubernetes 130, 131, there is a filter for custom resource, and uh, I needed to look at it and see if we can use them and introduce like a field selector or something like that. Yeah, but I can mark it as in 320, but I don't know what work we would require in order to implement this. This is like a
Yeah, maybe do the assessment, document it, and then close it.
I had a PR up for documentation for my internal letter, but I think it got closed because I was distracted for other work. I'll mark it in 320 and then reopen the PR and try to see if we can get it in.
Yeah, sounds good. I think we can just take the secret store one and then just make it more simplistic.
Yeah,
It's like a bunch of like reviewers. Yeah.
this probably we should close it. Uh, I don't know if you guys were there or not, but like me and Max talked about stuff. And I remember his position was that we kind of don't know enough data points, and since gatekeeper can be widely used in different scenarios in terms of like different cluster size, different types of constraint template and whatnot, whatever number that we produced for benchmark or a base test is kind of not accurate, and it's just some random information which doesn't mean anything in a wider context. That was Max's stance.
Yeah, I think this one was more for like, hey, we provide some level of guidance, and then say like, hey, like this may or may not work for you. This is basically how it was tested.
Yeah.
And it's not meant to be like reproducible all the time, but something.
Can you click into it? Was there anything in there? Scroll down. Nothing. Okay. I think the initial thought was like, hey, we're doing a bunch of this work. Maybe we should share the results, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
But so that's the thing, right? Like now it turns into an engineering cycle or work stream that we kind of need to do every release and then take that burden on.
Mhm. Can you click on the Google Doc? Don't remember. Okay, got it. I think let's just leave the thing open and then you can unassign yourself. Like wait, in case it ever comes back, we can, you know. But I think it's a good thing to have even as an issue
Hmm.
in case other people want to like look at it, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, so you can maybe unassign yourself. Unless you guys think that's something we should follow up.
I'm fine with this, and see if, like, so it's been open almost 1.5 year, and we haven't had any users asking us for any additional benchmarking tests or
Mhm.
benchmarking numbers. So, but at the same time, like, I can when I looked at the Kyvernos documentation, I found some of those numbers, so I can see the value in
Mm.
providing some numbers to users and then saying that, hey, your environment on an average might look something like this, and if you are not seeing these numbers, then something is wrong, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a recurring question we get.
The problem I have with this is like, unless you have recurring jobs running, it's sort of a point in time.
Right.
So I don't know how Kyverno keeps it up to date, right? Because every time, let's say we cut a new release, how do we make sure that the numbers are the same?
Yeah, this is basically like looking at in release time when we cut a tag like RC and we run it through the load tests, and if it's improvements, regressions, then we say, oh, okay, we need to update this.
I mean, we should have that as a project that is good value. It's just like, how do you automate this?
I mean,
If
we already have the automation with the cluster loader.
but not like
Yeah,
I meant like not automated in this CI, right?
Oh no, we can't really use this CI because this is
Yeah,
shared GitHub agent, so we'll have to run our own agent.
right.
I mean, this I agree with Max that because this is like a noisy neighbor situation, that it's hard to get good results. But if in our own sort of VMs, there is like a that we can document, hey, this is 8 cores VMs, whatever, and then we deploy these.
I still think it's valuable because
Yeah.
again, like let's say just as maintainers, like knowing if there's like a trend going down or up, right? It's good to know that.
but so that's the thing, right? Like, it's difficult to design a case for which we can securely assess that whether or not the uh, use case or what numbers are going down or up is better or not, right? Because let's say we design a base case with required label template and assess the whole gatekeeper functionality around it, it just doesn't really fare much, right? Because we are not using sync, we are not using external data and other stuff. So it's kind of, we have to design a umbrella benchmark, which we don't
Yeah.
have right
Again, as a open
now.
source
Yeah.
project, there is value in doing that. Yeah, it's just like what else are you giving up when you have to do that? Um, okay, I guess like let's just keep it
Keep
as
it
come
open.
back.
Okay.
I think
Uh,
this being something you can pick up like if there aren't others like
yeah.
more urgent stuff actually. Because like say Kubernetes has that kind of report, like you can actually see uh performance test results like across different releases and it's super useful.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And
Uh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's just that we would need like a prob or some like some more like fancier thing that we need to um, maintain to have that sort of level of visibility.
yeah.
We can
Uh,
hook up ADO to this, but that's like another
I
thing.
mean, I think at a minimum, maybe put the test results in a folder and then have some kind of reporting from generated from that. I don't know, just a thought.
I think that's what we have today, right? We generate the. I used to generate an Excel sheet because I did this so many times before. But I think we also have the JSON files. Um,
yeah.
so we can also use those ones and then just basically use those as artifacts. And when we cut the release, we just copy paste those files to somewhere.
Mhm. Any other big ticket items?
I don't think so. I think we should look into graduating VAP stuff then. There are no other.
Looking into what? Sorry.
Uh, moving VAP to beta?
Okay. The VAP generation feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, what's the object kind is missing that in null? That's
This one, oh yeah. This is due to this was a bug in the delete stuff, and this was due to the migration of driver from frameworks to
okay.
gatekeeper itself. And
Mhm.
so, but there is already a PR up, or I think it was, yeah, the PR was merged for this. It
Oh,
should,
this one. Oh, so it's already merged.
yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's
cool. Then let's
why
close
the
it.
issue.
Huh?
I thought if the issue is tagged with PR, it should automatically get
It's
closed.
only if they mention fixes in the PR.
Oh, okay.
Like probably they didn't. Can you scroll down? Oh no, in the PR. Oh, okay, yeah. They need to say fixes um in front of it to auto close.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because that was the only one that was like pretty. So usually the way I I prioritize is how recent is it? Does it have a lot of comments on it? Um, Especially like is there a PR on it? If these three are there, then we should probably prioritize it. Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Anything?
so with this, what do we have in 320? Yeah, I think we are good. Like four of them are already PRs. Uh, that are kind of in flight and really close, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And one is assessing uh, map. One is designing or replacing config map, and then other two are smaller issues.
Got it. Is there anything, are there major blockers for FAP generation?
I don't recall it. We fixed the time thing that Max talked about, and then we fixed. We added one more annotation on top of it for generation, and then we gated it behind a single pod as well. I think that's about it. I don't recall we used constraint templates error reporting for any error as well, so we are good on that part. Yeah, I don't recall anything being missing for VAP generation stuff.
Okay. So it's currently alpha. So why are we not moving to beta in in 3.19?
Um,
What prevents us from doing that?
Nothing really. But I think we introduced it in 318, and might be just good to let it sit in alpha for one or two release.
Did you get any feedback?
I haven't seen any issues around that, so you know.
Mm.
Okay, yeah. By default, feature still in alpha. Um,
Yeah, I wonder if you should get feedback first before, but it's kind of like a chicken and egg situation as usual.
Yeah.
but looking at the docs, right? Like I think it says like by default, like so the flags that we have, right? It says by default both flags are set to false while the feature is still in alpha. So do we? So then the other question is like when do we change the default values, that's also um, usually a beta GA question.
I recall having this conversation, and I think Kubernetes does it in GA now. So
Usually,
maybe
yeah,
we should we should follow the same then.
that's a good idea. Okay, so then we want to soak for another. I don't know. I feel like unless we know if there's like a beta blocker, we should just make it beta so that we get people to use it more. And then that way we get more feedback. Usually in Kubernetes, it's like one release for alpha and then maybe one or more release for beta because you want more feedback. But like I don't know having many releases in alpha that how that help us get more feedback. Like you said, it's a chicken egg problem.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so do we want to do that in this release then, or are we waiting?
I don't remember if there's anything that's beta blocking. I'm trying to.
Yeah,
The
there is.
timeout issue we fixed, right? And not the weird timing issue, the race
Yeah,
condition.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I think that was the only like a big concern.
Right.
I guess
Um,
these two will be not these two, but this probably will be uh
I mean, I think
this
that's an
is
enhancement, not like
yeah, this is still not a backward compatible breaking issue. Yeah.
yeah,
So if
it
like
doesn't prevent somebody from using it. It just makes it better by doing like
yeah.
a fallback. Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna link I'll put it in the chat. So this was one issue that talked about beta. Um, this was the
Yeah.
least condition thing, right? It says I would recommend to do this before graduating to beta, or at least before allowing users to set failure policy to fail.
Yeah, we took care of this with uh, introducing annotations that essentially makes constraint controller wait 30 seconds by default after the constraint CRD is created.
Right. Let me see if there's another. Mm, okay, so if you search on VAP in issues, there's few issues around this.
I think some of them might already have been fixed. Are these the issue you are talking about, or are you seeing something else?
Yeah, that like the paired cell cost enforcement engine with VAP cell cost enforcement. Is that, can you click into that?
Yeah.
Let's make sure.
Yeah, this was basically, I think, around uh, what is the default cost enforcement for VAP
Mhm.
in Kubernetes. And then we should match that with cell engine by default as well, so that whenever we create web we make sure that whatever default is there, because for example, if it's more stricter in Kubernetes, then web might fail where cell might not.
Mm, okay. It we should probably do this before, definitely before GA, but before beta, maybe.
Okay.
Do you want to assign to yourself?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, no. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a good one to work on. So how do we feel about beta or not for one? Why do I keep saying one? For 319.
uh, I think I'm fine with waiting, just because I want to hear Max's opinion as well, and see if we miss something that he has not.
Okay.
Yeah, agree. So we'll just wait until.
I would have to say all the flags defaulting to off definitely makes the adoption harder.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if you can get like feedback from policy for this one.
Okay, then I guess we could wait a bit. But I'm just saying the longer we wait, uh, I guess like if anybody is integrating with this, they will just enable the flags on their own. Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Yeah, it's just that I don't have high hopes of people like doing it unless it's defaults. So
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
yeah, this is definitely a chicken and egg.
Okay. Maybe we should add an issue for VAP beta and
Yeah.
then put it in 320 just to make sure we track it. Because like before Jay even mentioned it, I forgot about it. It's easy to lose track of these things.
Actually, I'll go look at all the alpha things we have and then create issues for graduation
Okay,
for that.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, and then not everything alpha will graduate.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we can at least talk about what we want to graduate. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I like it.
And then that would be also be an interesting conversation to sunset some of the alpha things that we don't think it's going to graduate. I think events might be one of them.
We had people asking for events, if you remember.
Yeah, I think, but we said what will never graduate. I think we'll just have it in alpha.
I'm just saying not graduating is one thing because you just don't change anything, but deprecating and removing it is a bigger issue because there might be people using it.
Right. So it will be like an announcement, and then we wait to release. We have like some sort of warning or whatever, and then we remove it because
Yeah, we
it's a
could do that,
process.
but like I think I would again evaluate it like the ROI here, right?
Yep.
Is it enough of a burden, maintenance burden for us to do that work, which could potentially break people? I don't know.
Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier to just not do anything.
Let it rot. I mean, that I kind of agree and disagree, I guess, because like I don't know that CVE with the Git repo thing, like the more stuff we leave, the more
That's true.
sorts of vulnerabilities we get.
That's fair.
I'm not saying the events have a vulnerability or anything like that. It's just like like a generally sort of thing that we don't pay attention to. Those are the things that might affect later.
Yeah, I guess I totally get that. And I think it will be like case by case. It's just I want to avoid the case where we spend time on
Yeah,
trying to remove something and then later people come in and say that don't remove them, I need this. Then it's like wasted effort kind of.
right. So it's basically like they would announce that hey, we're removing this, like deprecating it, and then waiting for like one or two releases, whatever, um, and then starting doing it.
Yeah.
On that note, I do feel like the I don't know if where do we announce it and whether or not we can assess if it actually reached a certain amount of users for us to confidently say that everybody looked at it and then there are no objection removing it.
Well, it's like Kubernetes, right? Like you create an issue, you announce that you're gonna deprecate it, or like not just deprecation, but like removal, right? In like by this release, and this is the targeted time, and then you ask people to come and basically raise their hand, right? And so the issue is to track, but the other thing we could do in terms of publicizing it is like social media and also conference talks and all of that, right? That's and I think Surtash mentioned, we could also like output warnings or whatnot, right? That's definitely another thing. But again, you see like more works to remove things so that potentially we have less work.
Yeah, I mean, removing things is not is easy.
Yeah. And I think part of me is just like, if it's not that bad, I would much rather spend my energy and time on other things that I know people really need. That's just generally, unless I see the code and I'm like, oh, this is actually spending like taking time from us, like doing other things. Um, like say a project that Surtash knows that I always tell people to get off of. Um, that's a perfect example where you have something that's like not a lot of maintenance, but it's costing people a lot of time. Like that's bad. All right, I think do we have enough for 120? Sorry, 320.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And by the way, I put June 30th. I did feel free to disagree. I just but I had to put something, so
I think that's reasonable.
yeah. And by the way,
Uh,
I forgot, what do we say for soak time in between RC and release?
I
two
think
weeks.
1 to 2 weeks.
1 to 2 weeks, okay. At least 2 weeks or 1 week. I don't know.
1 to 2. That reminds me, I need to write bug bash documentation as well. I just haven't found time.
Right, what?
But bash for the exporter? Oh yeah.
For every like for gatekeeper itself, so that in between, like, do you remember in one a release or two ago, we actually faced some issues in RC itself, where we were kind of implementing this VAP generation feature, and then users started reporting issue that hey, we are seeing errors for Rego templates only and whatnot.
Mhm.
And at that time, we kind of discussed that probably it might be a good idea to have a bug bash documentation or something like that, so that we can, after each RC, we can manually test stuff. So
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. We should definitely have one for exporter.
yeah,
Okay, all right. Okay, let's keep trucking along. All right, cool.
right, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Bye.